We have landed down under for the fourth event of the year. It doesn't get much more picturesque than Wollongong. We are in New South Wales, around about 85 kilometres south of Sydney. It's a sprint event this afternoon. There is the start list, led by Rachel Klammer, who, of course, has already confirmed her place at the Olympics in Paris in a few months' time. Virtually the only woman in the race who has done that. And so there are all kind of stories within stories for us to have a look at this afternoon. My name's Trevor Harris, alongside me, Helen Jenkins. A lot of women for whom points are absolutely critical.
Oh, massively at this point in the season, coming into Olympic year. As you said, Rachel Klammer, wearing number 1 today, has already qualified for a 4th Olympic Games. Just shows you how well she's been racing for such a long time now. But there's a lot of athletes here. They see there on the start list there, number 8, Tilda Manson. She's only 19 years old and she's really fighting to get to her first Olympic Games. All these points, every position counts at this point in the season for these women.
On your mark! So away they go. We're underway for this Wollongong World Cup. Rachel Klammer wearing number 1. It's just a 1-lap swim, 750 metres. And the first buoy comes up after about 350, and they should probably be fairly well sorted out by that point.
Having such a small field, it gives those fast swimmers a little bit more room to get away. They have that bit more space. There's not as much fighting on the initial stages of the swim, or even when you get around the buoys. So those swimmers with that fast speed at the start are going to be able to get some room, get some space and get away.
We've got already a little bit of separation. They're swimming kind of semi-single file at the front, and this is the first buoy, so this is 350 metres in when they make the turn here. Not going to be too much of an issue. Sometimes when those buoys are, I don't know, 150, 200 metres from the start in a big field, we see all kinds of stuff going on, but not the case today with this field.
With the wetsuit swim, there's always something else to worry about. There's, you hope your wetsuit's going to come off really well, but there is that extra kind of dynamic there. You've got one more thing to think about. So for these athletes, having a smooth transition is going to be incredibly important, because the bike course today is a tricky one, really punchy, a few small hills, quite technical. So there's really no let up as well, because it's 5 laps of 4 kilometres. So it's going to be imperative to be kind of not be chasing, having too much to do in that first lap for these swimmers at the back end of the pack.
And it is tough for those coming from behind when it's just a 20k ride in this sprint format.
So we've got Emma Jeffcoat out first, then Sophia Howell from Canada, Sian Rainsley, Tara Sozinski from Australia, Teresa Jimenova. They're the first few out the water. They're about 7 seconds apart.
Yeah, no surprise, the likes of Jeffcoat and Rainsley front and centre.
So this is important now. They've got a small group, they've got that break, so really need to put down the power straight away. No looking behind, because then you're going to let the athletes like Rachel Klammer kind of back into the race. So it's that point at the front where they have to ride, just completely head down and ride. You don't want too much looking around, seeing what anyone else is doing. They need to get into this really quickly, start working together. Howell's kind of gone out and done that. She's really putting the pressure on.
So half a dozen at the front have got themselves a little break on the field here, and if they can work together, it might start to make life tough for those trying to catch up.
It's just such a challenging ride. So you have to be, good rider, you have to be able to produce the power, but you have to be really good technically as well. It looks like the group's just closing down now.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a large group riding round together fairly shortly. That's the thing with these conditions. You sometimes, obviously you have to exercise caution to a degree, but it does stop you going a hell for leather if the conditions were glorious sunshine. Not the case here.
So we now have this larger group coming together. There's still a few people that are under pressure, I think, in this group, and there's no one. You've got to be careful if you're really under pressure to try and get in the middle of that group and not lose any more time.
So 1 lap completed, 4 more to go, and we've now got a fairly large group at the head of proceedings here.
We've got Anne Holm there. Look, she's really trying to push off the front. She's got great bike strength, and it's kind of exciting to see her trying to use it rather than just being content with sitting in the path. And you can see there that the field is just splitting up. So this is the pack at the back. So yeah, some women at the front trying to, I say Anne Home kind of started this, and then this really kind of separating out the pack and putting pressure on those athletes at the back. And one of the athletes at the back was an athlete like Tilda Manson, and you know she's already won 2 World Cups. She's a fantastic runner. So even if they don't manage to drop her, I think putting her under pressure on this kind of tricky bike course is going to take some of that speed out of those running legs.
And of course, this is the venue for the grand final next year. Back end of 2025, the world's best triathletes will be right here in this town. And it looks like a course that's just made for a grand final.
And there's Rachel Klammer. Yes, so they've just connected now with that front group. So great effort by that. So that's Sian Ringsley back there as well. They've worked really hard, but it's Hedge and Jeffcoat now, just 2 of them off the back of that large group. So it's going to be a huge effort to work together to try and get back up there. I mean, looking, I think we must have about 25 in the front pack now.
Yeah, so it's probably something in the region of 80% of the field is in that leading group.
Manson's always kind of towards the back of that pack. Some of that may be that inexperience, not having the confidence to kind of put yourself into the middle of the group, not maybe wanting the other athletes kind of close to you, around you. I mean, still such a young athlete, but she's getting more and more experience. She's raced, a lot of World Cups now. She's put herself into a lot of World Series, and you feel that as she develops, and she may have that confidence to kind of be closer to the front, kind of get in the mix of the athletes in the middle, just give herself a little bit of an easier ride.
So, a little bit of traffic for those at the back to negotiate. This is where a poor transition can really hurt you.
Thorpe in there as well, so we haven't seen her too much on this. She's been kind of in the middle of that pack, kind of keeping out of trouble. Good transition from Thorpe, not bad from Klammer either.
Yeah, that was controlled, wasn't it? Calm, composed, and she's away within 15 or 20 metres of the leader, and straight away it's Romana Gajdasova who's gone to the front.
Yeah, really strong run there out of she had a great transition. She got into transition first, held that position as well, so that was impressive there.
Thorpe on the shoulders of Hoytink now. They've both gone past Gajdasova, the early leader, and these 3 have got themselves a little gap, and it might be the front 2 momentarily, because Gajdasova's got to hang on here. And Rachel Klammer, who was at the back virtually of that lead bike group, is now at the front on the run. And that is a rather ominous sign for the rest of them. Thorpe going up as well.
And Tilda Manson's at the back of this group as well. And she definitely builds through these runs. We quite often see her not at the best transition, but she just comes back. Just seems to really get faster as she goes through.
All bubbling up nicely, isn't it? Klammer, Thorpe, Hoytink. Here comes Velasquez in the white. She had that absolutely golden period last year. She won 3 successive America's Cup races and got the gold at the Central America and Caribbean Games in July. Went a little quieter after that. 1 World Cup medal she's won. That was at Vina Del Mar a couple of years ago, but she's put herself in a great place because we know she can seriously shift on the run. Right behind Klammer and Hawley.
And there's Manson coming up as well.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fantastic run. We've got so many contenders in here now.
Try and pick a winner from here. Klammer back at the front from Velasquez and Hawley. Manson on the outside there, along with Hoytink.
Yeah, a little push there from Rachel Klammer. She kind of just pushed over the top of the hill. Looks like she might be trying to break some of these athletes on the downhill. Manson's just kind of edged up now, almost just to let Klammer know that she's there as well. But Hoytink as well on the side there, and I think just having that confidence of that last weekend coming away with the win, that she's got to come into this like really thinking that she's got a chance for winning this. You've got to think with Slupek, I know she's just run over that gap, but she's got to be feeling strong. It's whether she's burnt a lot to get to that position. Now it's Hawley taking it on. Everyone's having to go at the front.
Yeah, Hawley and Klammer have kind of done the lion's share of it. Potential here for a sprint finish maybe.
Yeah, you've got to start planning this now. You've got to really have your game plan of what you're going to do, if you're going to go, when are you going to go. It's something you've hopefully thought about maybe before the race, or kind of maybe if you've been around the course, what might be a good point where you might kind of go for it and try and surge to win this thing. Here we go. Something's got to happen soon. They're nearly there. So it's. Oh, look, Hointing's just come off the back. She did look a bit under pressure, didn't she? So just slightly coming off. Manson, looks like she's the one who's slightly in front. Maybe she's the one pushing. There's Klammer.
Klammer decides to go, and Manson will have to try and stay with her. Thorpe also looking strong. Velasquez just maybe feeling it a little bit. But it's Klammer in front. Manson, though, has her exactly where she wants her. She's right on the shoulder. Thorpe going really well still, and then Velasquez, and now they're really starting to sort themselves out.
I think that was a test there from Klammer, wasn't it? Just to see what anyone's got. She's still working hard.
Well, they've dropped Slupek as well now.
Hawley's just off the back as well.
So Klammer decides she wants to go for home, but look at Manson. Thorpe trying to come as well. Velasquez with a late surge. As they get to the line, it's going to be Manson. Just terrific race. Thorpe looks booked for second. It may be Velasquez third ahead of Klammer, but it was very close for the bronze. And we literally didn't know until the last 20 or 30 metres.
Yeah, they stayed together for so long, didn't they? That was perfectly timed by Manson. I mean, Klammer went for it, didn't she? Klammer really took it on and really pushed, but it was Manson that managed to hang on to it.
1 hour, 39 seconds. The winning time for Tilda Manson, who wins her third World Cup at the age of 19.
Tilda, congratulations. Third World Cup win for you, and the three of them in a really close sprint finish. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's feeling really good. Just really happy with the race. It was so fun to race again, a sprint. Yeah.
We saw it was a group of 7 of you during the whole run, or almost the whole run. Were you trying to save a little bit of energy for the last? Because we saw Rachel Klammer pushing probably a little bit too early. Did you try to go with her, or just wait until the end?
Yeah, so I go like 400 meters before the finish. So I just took her back, and then when we got to the blue carpet, I just ran everything I had, and yeah, it was enough today.
I am feeling very happy. The result is very important for me, my Olympic qualification. Fue bastante emocionante. Aguantamos el atletismo alrededor de 5 atletas adelante. Entonces, bueno, a la final los esfuerzos dieron para estar allí.
It was really fast. I mean, coming around that last roundabout, it was not very long to the finish. So, yeah, didn't quite get the position I wanted for the sprint finish. But, yeah, I thought it was second, third, and fourth was really close. So I'm stoked that I got a medal and I didn't get fourth place. But, yeah, I was aiming for the win today, but podium's pretty good as well.
Well, that's the confirmed result, finishing positions. You can see Velasquez and Thorpe given the same time. There was literally the thickness of a triathlon vest between them, but Velasquez given second on the photo over Thorpe. Klammer also given the same time, but no medal for Rachel today. A great performance from Hawley and from Slupek as well. In fact, all the women on that list. And Sian Rainsleigh, something clearly was wrong, but she still managed to finish in the top 10, just over half a minute behind the winner.
Tilda Manson!
3 World Cup golds now, and she's still not even 20.
That's got to be a record, hasn't it?
Someone will tell us. Someone will tell us. Yeah, we'll have to have a check on that. But it's a phenomenal achievement, that is for sure. How much more is there to come from Tilda Manson?
You feel like it's a matter of time before she puts out one of these performances in a World Champ Series.
Yeah. They can go and have a nice warm shower in a minute. What a great finish, and what a phenomenal talent Tilda Manson is.